And viewers, while voting is underway in two poll-bound states of Tamil Nadu and Bengal, clashes are being reported amidst the polling. Dramatic scenes unfolded in Bengal's Murshidabad, where Humayun Kabir sat on Dharna after clashes were reported with TMC workers. Whereas in Chennai, a scuffle broke out between DMK and BJP in Chennai as well. According to the BJP, people were allowed to enter booths without ID cards. We have Pooja on ground at the moment with us. Pooja, take us through the entire incident. You're at the spot where it all happened. Take us through what exactly you witnessed.
Well, high drama unfolded in Murshidabad's Nadu area. We're still at this particular area where tension broke out, and you can see the situation continues to remain grim and tense. On one hand, you can see these are the Aam Janata Unnayan Party, Humayun Kabir's party workers who are here, and you can see that Humayun Kabir himself has now sat on the road and he is blocking the road currently, and he says that he is not going to leave until there are these Trinamool Congress workers who leave this particular area. And you can see there is a long line and a long jam of vehicles that are currently stranded on this particular road. On the other hand, I'll show you the visuals of the Trinamool Congress workers who are also here, and a massive standoff took place between the two political party workers and in between our senior police officials of Murshidabad district and central paramilitary force officials. But clearly, no party is currently willing to budge and leave the area. Both the party workers are saying that they are going to not leave the area until the other party goes. Now, similarly, police is trying very hard but has still failed to remove this gathering, which is very close to the polling station. Remember, this morning Humayun Kabir came to this polling station with reports that his party's polling agent is not being allowed to enter the polling booth. He arrived here, made sure his polling agent sits here.
Okay, so high drama there in Murshidabad. Pooja, please stay with us. And Pooja earlier caught up with Humayun Kabir as well, who you see in those pictures. Let's listen into that conversation.
नौदा जिस सीट से हुमायूं कबीर खुद चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं, शिवनगर का ये पोलिंग स्टेशन है। उनका आरोप था कि उनके पोलिंग एजेंट को बैठने नहीं दिया जा रहा था, तो वो खुद यहाँ पर आ गए। क्या यहाँ पर हो रहा था इस पोलिंग?
वो जो सुबह से जो चुनाव वोटदान शुरू हुआ, मतदान, उसी टाइम मेरे को 9 नंबर और 10 नंबर जो पिमिक्स है, बूथ है, वहाँ को मेरा एजेंट को बैठने नहीं दिया, TMC को गुंडा लोग। तो मैं खुद पूछने का थोड़ा देर हुआ, अभी 10 बजे पहले यह पूछा, मेरा एजेंट को अंदर में बैठा दिया PJ टीम को बोल के। यहाँ का जो सिस्टम है, तो सिस्टम को मेरा दोनों में 9-10 दोनों को
लेकिन ज्यादा आरोप लग रहा है आपकी पार्टी के कार्यकर्ताओं पर कि तृणमूल के जो है कैंडिडेट और उनके कार्यकर्ताओं पर बम मारा गया है बीती शाम।
अरे सारा साल वो तृणमूल का जो उम्मीदवार है साइना मुमताज, अरे यहाँ का जो ब्लॉक नेतृत्व है सुफीउज्जमान हबीब मास्टर, इनको साथ यह क्या गोष्ठी है, क्या इनको साथ रिश्ता है? सारा साल भर परस्पर विरोधी का वक्तव्य है। वो अरे मेरा पार्टी का कोई जरूरत नहीं है किसी को बम मारने का, लेकिन वो खुद TMC का जो गोष्ठी द्वंद्व है, वो बम वही मार के मेरा ऊपर इल्जाम लगा रहा है। मेरा को कोई जरूरत नहीं है।
All right, viewers, you just saw that conversation that my colleague Pooja had earlier with Humayun Kabir, who was alleging that his party's polling agents, in fact, were not being allowed inside the polling booth. And right now, what we are seeing on the ground is high drama in Murshidabad district. And Madhav, in fact, we have another report that Pooja has sent to us from the place where we saw clashes erupting earlier. Let's take a look.
इंटरेस्टिंग जो है तस्वीरें हैं, बेहद गर्मी है और इस गर्मी के बीच में मैदान छोड़ने को जो है मना कर रहे हैं, और हुमायूं कबीर जो है यहाँ पर बैठ गए हैं सड़क पर और चेयर पर जो है बैठे हुए हैं और पंखे से हवा भी कर रहे हैं उनके कार्यकर्ता।
नहीं जाएंगे, मैं यहाँ बैठ रहेंगी, जितना टाइम है रोड में वहाँ से नहीं हटेगी, मैं यहाँ ही बैठे रहेंगी, रोड ब्लॉक करके।
देखिए, सड़क ब्लॉक करके जो है हुमायूं कबीर कह रहे हैं कि वो बैठे रहेंगे जब तक जो है तृणमूल कांग्रेस के कार्यकर्ता सड़क नहीं छोड़ देते हैं, वो नहीं चले जाते हैं, तब तक वो यहीं पर बैठे रहेंगे।
All right, Pooja, in fact, Humayun Kabir is saying that he's not going to leave that spot. He's going to continue to sit on Dharna. What's the situation at the moment? Because the police, when we were last time speaking, were trying to clear up the entire area. What's it looking like at the moment?
Well, the situation continues to remain extremely tensed. On one side, you can see that police has kind of barricaded the Aam Janata Unnayan Party workers while they are putting up a road blockade, and there is a huge traffic that follows from here on. On the other hand, on the other side are Trinamool Congress workers who also continue to remain on this particular road and are refusing to go. But in between all of this, there is a polling station. And if this situation continues for a very long time, the voters who are coming out to cast their vote will no longer come out, because there is so much tension that prevails in this particular area that they are casting their aspersions as far as going out and voting is concerned. But there are sector officers who've arrived here who are taking stock of the situation, but both camps refusing to budge, refusing to leave the road, and this is happening in the close vicinity of a polling station while the polling is underway.
All right, and those are the pictures that are coming in. Amit Shah in the war room there as far as BJP is concerned. On the other hand, of course, the scuffle that we've seen take place in Murshidabad and, of course, in Chennai as well. Those pictures of violence that are being reported on ground. In fact, those are the latest pictures. Yes, this is Amit Shah at BJP's war room. And these are the clashes in Murshidabad that is taking place on ground. One will, of course, have to see what the administration does from here on. But serious questions about how incidents of law and order have been allowed to perpetuate in the state of West Bengal. I'm told there are some reactions of senior BJP leaders. Let's listen into them.
मौसम भी बहुत सुहाना है, उसी तरह से इतनी सुबह सुबह वोटर्स की इतना लंबा लाइन, और चाहे वो नए वोटर हो या फिर युवा वोटर हो, और उसके साथ साथ जो माइग्रेंट लेबर वो सब लोग वापस आ चुके हैं। और जिस तरह से माइग्रेंट लेबर जब आ रहा था ट्रेन में भी जय श्री राम का नारा लगाया, और स्टेशन पे उतरने के बाद भी जय श्री राम का नारा लगाया, घर जाते वक्त भी जय श्री राम का नारा लगाया, और उसी तरह से आज सभी लोग जय श्री राम का नारा लगाते हुए जिस तरह से बूथ तक पहुंच रहे, और इतना सुबह सुबह इतना लाइन, निश्चित रूप से लोग बंगाल में भी रामराज लाना चाहते हैं, परिवर्तन चाहते हैं, नया सूर्योदय चाहते हैं।
इस बार चुनाव कमीशन ने बहुत बड़ी चुनौती ले ली है, और उसी प्रकार कदम बढ़ा रहे हैं आगे। प्रचार भी शांतिपूर्वक हुआ, लगभग थोड़ा मोड़ा कहीं गड़बड़ हुआ है, और जिन्होंने गड़बड़ करने का प्रयास किया तुरंत उनको कानून के दायरे में लाया गया। आधे से ज़्यादा सीट में आज चुनाव है, और 4-5 दिन के बाद फिर है। तो पहला फेज जो है ये अगर शांतिपूर्वक हो जाए, मुझे लगता है कि पूरा चुनाव शांतिपूर्वक होगा, और उसके लिए जो भी करना है, मैंने अदालत से लेकर चुनाव कमीशन तक सरकार की तरफ से और प्रयास हो रही। यहाँ जो एंटी सोशल को अरेस्ट किया जा रहा है, उसके पीछे ममता बनर्जी खुद है, उसके लिए उनको बहुत दुख है। क्यों अरेस्ट किया जा रहा है? जो लोग ऑपरेट करते थे चुनाव को, ऐसे सारे एलिमेंट्स को न्यूट्रलाइज किया जा रहा है। मुझे लगता है चुनाव अच्छा होगा, वोटिंग भी अच्छी होगी।
And we also earlier spoke to Shuvendu Adhikari, because it is a very, very important battle for the Bharatiya Janata Party. This phase is being seen as make or break phase for the BJP, because the region that is seeing polls or voting today, in fact, powered BJP's rise in 2021. So here's what he told us.
देखिए, मैं जो वोटर लोग का रिएक्शन देखा ना, हिंदू खतरे में है, ये सब लोग को पता चल गया। टीएमसी का सरकार जमात का सरकार है, सबको पता चल गया। यहाँ तो ज्यादा नहीं कटा। अच्छा, 3800 बांग्लादेशी मुस्लिम कटा, वो उनका ही वोट था। अच्छा, 3800, और बाकी डेथ वोटर फेक वोटर है। नुकसान तो मुसलमान टीएमसी का जो गुंडा है, सब मुसलमान गुंडा नहीं है, इस बार बहुत वोट दे रहा है, लेकिन जो टीएमसी का मुसलमान गुंडा है उसका क्षति हो रहा है, बहुत क्षति हो रहा है।
All right, more reactions coming in at this point of time. This is Swapan Dasgupta of the BJP. Listen in.
Democracy must prevail. Democracy, and for democracy to prevail, those who threaten democracy must be put out of action. And I hope the courts are mindful of that there are people whose job it is, whose profession has become one of threatening voters. I hope they are kept out of the arena.
ऐसा होने का बात नहीं है और करना भी नहीं चाहिए। शांतिपूर्ण भावे सबको अपील कर रही हूँ जो शांतिपूर्ण से वोट दान करें। ये तो हम तृणमूल का ही होगा। हाँ, शांति से वोट हो रहे हैं, अभी तक कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है।
All right, so those appeals are coming in for peace. Of course, participation of voters as well coming in, demands coming from top leaders there. And of course, allegations of strong arming of violence that are being leveled by individuals such as Humayun Kabir against the TMC. But not entirely unexpected, unfortunate, but not entirely unexpected, Hina, given the history of political violence that we've seen in West Bengal. As per some estimates, over 59% of all the political violence incidents in the last decade have happened in the state of West Bengal as well. And let's quickly switch focus to West Bengal, from West Bengal to Tamil Nadu, because this is also a very important state where the battle lines are clearly drawn. It's voting on all 234 seats of Tamil Nadu that's currently underway. Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, Udayanidhi Stalin, Thalapathy Vijay, Kamal Hassan, EPS and Rajnikant, along with other big faces, have already cast their votes. The voter turnout as of 9 a.m. is 17.69%, which is not just another election, it's a high-stakes battle which has seen sharp political face-offs. 11th hour alliance changes, interesting political debuts, as well as the unmissable superstar fights. Hina.
Absolutely. While the AIA-DMK-led alliance is gearing up for a fierce comeback, determined to unseat Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, the BJP is pushing really hard to expand its footprint in a state where it has long sought a breakthrough. Remember, NDA's family, NDA's Parivar kept on increasing ahead of polls, and we have seen very interesting alliances also in this election. And last but not the least, from commanding the silver screen to stepping into high-stakes arena to power Thalaiva. Now, the Vijay factor, clearly, Madhav, is going to be very interesting. Whether Vijay is going to fill the void that was created after the demise of J.J. Lalita and Karunanidhi. That is the most important thing that I think people are really looking at. And also, Madhav, how many are saying that what traditionally used to be a contest between DMK versus AIA-DMK, Vijay has disrupted this through his political plunge this time. It's going to be his debut. And he has actually made it a triangular contest.
Well, while the two Dravidian parties have dominated politics in Tamil Nadu for the last 6 decades or so, the big question that many have is whether we can actually, with Vijay coming in, and of course he's had his fair share of disruptions from the Karur stampede to even a few weeks ago he took a break from the campaign, whether that will actually translate into votes on ground remains a very important issue. And let's quickly take this across to our guests as well. With us is Shrikant Karunesh, state spokesperson of Tamil Nadu BJP. We have JVC Shriram, political strategist. We have R. Rajgopalan, senior journalist, joining us. And Selam Dharnidharan is national spokesperson of the DMK. I'm going to come to you first, Dharnidharan. The question that many will be asking is that if Vijay, and we've seen the kind of surging crowds that came in over the last few days of campaign there in Chennai, if that actually translates into votes, does this mean that DMK is going to have a problem in its hands?
We have first past the post system. So what percentage anyone gets does not necessarily transfer into seats. For example, in investments in our system, theoretically, one party gets 52%, other party gets 48%. Theoretically, it's possible that a party with 52% gets all the seats and party with 48% gets no seats. Of course, in reality, it doesn't happen. So, for me to guess the number of seats for Vijay would be very difficult for that matter any other party. But what I would say is our vote share is intact at the least at 40% for allies. And I would say Nam Tamilar, Nota, everything would stand at about 8%, which means there is about 52% for both ADMK and Vijay. At the least, I'm saying, we would get 50%, but even in the worst case scenario, let's keep hypothetically at 40%, which means 52%, and Vijay is likely to get even, let's say, 20%, which means ADMK get 32%, which means an 8% difference, which means we can sweep the election. Realistically, we get 45%.
Let's get a quick response from the BJP on that, because there are 2 points. One second, Selam, and before I go across to my colleague Hina, who is going to take us through the graphics and the exact situation on ground, Shrikant Karunesh, I want you to answer the one contention. Of course, nobody knows what's going to happen in terms of percentages, but one way we can analyze this is through various, vote banks. For instance, youth, which Vijay seems to be attracting in a huge number, and also the absence of Jayalalitha, which will perhaps or could cost the AIADMK, the BJP, the huge support of women that they enjoyed in the past, because if you see the presence of ladies at Vijay's rallies, that appears to be happening on ground. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but that certainly is a threat or a possibility. Shrikant Karnesh.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you that a lot of youths and a part of women are definitely supporting Vijay. But how much percentage votes he's going to gain out of that support, that we can't say. Election is different, supporting is different. This has happened many times in Tamil Nadu, because there are very many celebrities from film industry. They have come and participated in the election. They pulled a lot of crowd and support, but they could not perform in the voting percentage. And this will be a real surprise for us. And I tell you one thing, our friend Dharna was telling the DMK is having more than 40%. None of the sample surveys have confirmed this. Everybody has very clearly, all the medias have shown very clearly that DMK percentage is below NDA alliance percentage. They are trailing by 3 to 4% below us. And the more and more Vijay is attracting crowd, no, he's not a game changer. Rather, he's going to be the damager for DMK. So he's going to disturb DMK votes mostly. And I tell you one thing, in many areas, they are aware of their defeat. And since morning, DMK has started they are trying to give fake votes without ID, with the support of the local officers there and with the local administration.
What is the proof of that, sir? Is there any visual? Is there any evidence of that?
It is appearing in all the channels now. It is appearing. See, I'm talking to you from the house. Okay. And every channel is reporting there is a clash. Our candidate from Mylapore have spoken on the channel. Literally, it is happening in Mylapore.
Okay, we'll try and get those ground reports as well. But before I come across to all other panelists, and Salim, I see your hand, please. 1 second, bear with us. Hina, I believe you have the SWOT analysis with you. Take us through what exactly we can expect.
Well, that's right. Eventually we will get to know very soon whether it's all hype or Vijay can actually become a game changer as far as this election is concerned. But let's take our viewers through the SWOT analysis. The strength as far as DMK Congress alliance is concerned, expanded alliance, expanded alliance is the strength, then it's a strong organization, and then you've got the welfare goodwill as well. Whatever DMK has done for the people of Tamil Nadu, there is a goodwill factor. Many are saying that is a strength for MK Stalin as the chief minister, for DMK as the party. Now the weakness aspect is important. Corruption charges against ex-cabinet minister. Now that is point number 1. Then anti-incumbency is another factor. In power since May 2021, and then you've got a split in the opposition. That seems to be, in a way becoming an opportunity for DMK Congress alliance. But will it actually help the party and the alliance? That remains to be seen. Then Tamil identity. Remember, many a times in the run-up to this crucial day, the Chief Minister himself has spoken about Tamil identity. There have been so many debates around the North-South divide and Hindi imposition, etc. So that is another aspect that, the voters, of course, are going to be keeping in their mind. Then as far as threat is concerned, there is a youth disconnect, and many feel that this disconnect might just favor Vijay, because among the young people, among new first-time voters, there is a lot that, Vijay has offered, and, he's finding a lot of resonance out there. And if you look at, the other alliance that we are talking about, but before that, let's talk about TVK. Then as far as Vijay is concerned, his ability to convert celebrity appeal into political mobilization, that is being seen as a strength. He enjoys ready-made grassroots network in urban as well as semi-urban areas. And then he also has managed to strike a chord with youth and first-time voters, and through his high-energy campaign. So this is what I'm talking about, that this is something that could go in the favor of Vijay. Then there are weaknesses to vote fragmentation. He lacks tested organizational structure, because this is his debut. As far as the elections are concerned. Then there are identity concerns. There is a dependence on Vijay's personal charisma. If you look at TVK, then it's only Vijay. What does the party really stand for? What is the ideology? So that's the question that voters are, asking. Opportunities, anti-incumbency of the DMK is an opportunity for TVK. Many say he can attract disillusioned voters as well, can establish itself as a long-term political force, a void that is there in the Tamil Nadu politics. He's also perceived as a vote cutter. So this is a threat. Many are saying that he can eat into crucial votes of DMK and AIA-DMK. Then there is a gap between crowd mobilization and actual vote conversion. Fans can they become voters of TVK? That is still a cause of concern. So this is a SWOT analysis, Madhav, that we've done for TVK, and earlier I told you about DMK and the Congress party. So clearly there are threats, but then there are opportunities as well.
All right, and I believe we have my colleague Pratibha joining us from on ground there. Pratibha, you've been tracking all the celebrity voters and the big-time politicians there on ground. The big factors at play as far as this election is concerned, because you've been reporting on ground for several weeks there and have been hosting special shows. What's really going to be the big factors on the voters' minds? The 3 or 4 big issues this time round. Pratibha.
Absolutely, Madhav, and you've also been here and we've seen the kind of crowds that have gathered for Vijay's rallies time and again, but that one question lingering on everybody's minds on whether that fan swell can actually be converted into votes on this D-Day for Tamil Nadu or not. We've seen visuals that are coming in as well of voters who have come in, whether it's in the airports, the bus terminals, people are coming in, so it is very clear that this is an election unlike any other. If you look at the 2021 Assembly results, then there was about a 4.5% difference between the AIADMK and the DMK. But this time around, it's not just these two Dravidian parties that are fighting it out. There is very clearly a third front as well that has come in. What is the kind of impact that he is going to have is going to be that X factor, whether he is going to dent the votes of the DMK or the ADMK, because many believe that there is a certain anti-incumbency, especially considering the history of Tamil Nadu. It has voted out the incumbent most of the times. Is it going to be the same this time? And if yes, then who do the voters see as an alternative? Do they see the AIADMK alliance, or do they actually see Vijay's TVK as one option for the people of Tamil Nadu? That is going to be most important.
Pratibha, stay with us because there are clashes being reported as well, and I believe we caught up a short while earlier with Tamil Sai Soundarajan. Let's listen to what she had to say about these clashes there.
They are allowing without ID card. Why we are threatening? They are only doing all irregularities. They don't want the common people's voice to be raised. I won't allow any irregularity to happen here. Polling should be straightforward, and if it is any irregularity, we will stop this polling here. Without ID card, they are just sending their people to vote. And another thing, a person with a DMK symbol is sitting inside, and a DMK agent is coming and giving the interview and threatening. What is this? How can an agent can come and give interview here, and a person with DMK symbol is sitting inside? They are not doing the job. They are not fair. So we are appealing to the Chief Election Commissioner.
Meanwhile, viewers, a scuffle also broke out between DMK and BJP in Chennai. We just got you those visuals as well, following which BJP has made some sensational claims saying people were allowed to enter polling booth without ID cards. And this is what, Tamilisai Soundarajan told us. Now, JVC Sriram, we just... told our viewers about the opportunities, the threats, the strengths, the weaknesses that are there as far as DMK Cong alliance is concerned and the TVK is concerned. BJP clearly is not seeing TVK or Vijay as a big factor. But what is your understanding? Do you think with the kind of crowds he's managed to attract during his rallies, he will be able to fill that void that Tamil Nadu politics has right now after the demise of J. Jayalalitha and Karunanidhi?
Hina, we need to understand that when a film star comes into the open, there are going to be lots of people who are going to come there to see him, to have a feel of him. Now, to convert that into votes, you require an organization. I have my people on ground, and the ground report which I'm getting from Chennai is you have in the booths the traditional DMK and the ADMK guys, and you could see hardly a few of them from the TVK, because this is where it all comes down to. Now, if stars, that stardom can convert into votes, yet certainly it will convert into votes. The youth are rooting for him. There is no doubt about that. The women are also rooting for him. But you got to convert support into votes and vote into seats. Now, converting from votes into seats is where there is going to be a big challenge. From December 22nd, 2025 till day before yesterday, I have traveled extensively, Hina. I have traveled to every part of Tamil Nadu. I can tell you in the villages what they have told me is in every booth you can expect 100 votes for Vijay. In every booth, even in the rural hinterland of Tamil Nadu. Now probably there are going to be 300 booths in a constituency. 300 into 100. Make your own calculation. Come to Chennai, come to the urban areas, it is the TVK which is having an advantage. Next comes the DMK and next comes the AIA-DMK because of the youth factor. But get into the rural hinterland, it's all the way AIA-DMK. The fortress of DMK, mark my words, by this same time on May 4th, you will know the reality. The fortress of DMK, which is the Delta region, you're going to see the breach. You're going to see that fortress getting broken in such a manner because the farmers are extremely angry. As late as March 25th, the paddy procurement had not happened. Now, you will not have a DMK spokesperson agree to what I say. Now, paddy procurement happened through a token system, which went totally in favor of the DMK guys. Now, I was told in Mayiladurai, Sirgadi, Pumbughar, and Mannargudi, and so many other places, even a DMK, a family which has a DMK symbol in his house, comes out and says, I'm not going to vote as a DMK supporter this time. I'm going to vote as a farmer this time.
Okay.
The undercurrent is missed by most of the pollsters. Unless otherwise, you travel deep down into the villages.
Okay. Before I go across to Mr. Rajgopal, I want Salem to answer those 2 points. One, has his rural and agrarian distress been completely missed? And is that going to be a big factor, as JVC seems to be saying? And also the allegations coming in from Tamil Sai Soundarajan. We saw a very angry Tamil Sai Soundarajan saying that there are huge irregularities as far as polling is concerned and accusing the DMK for that. Salem.
Latter, which means Tamil Soundarajan herself is agreeing to the incompetence of the BJP government because the Election Commission of India, which has served as a role model for the rest of the country, has now become an organization that's defunct. Earlier as an example, now as a bad example. That is where Election Commission stands. See,
no, but she is saying there are people sitting with a DMK symbol inside the booth. You must have heard what she just said.
Who is conducting the election, boss? Not the state government, the Election Commission of India, which is under the union government. So why is the Election Commission allowing, if at all what she's saying is true? So why haven't they not had proper procedures if what they're saying is true? Hypothetically take what they're saying is true. So it is the job of the Election Commission to preempt all these things, if at all what she's saying is true. So basically she has agreed that the Election Commission is now defunct. The point number 2, there is no rural distress. In fact, DMK is going to win big in Delta as well as in rural areas. The biggest supporters of my chief minister are from the rural areas. I've traveled villages and villages. And by far the most popular leader in the rural part is my Chief Minister M.K. Stalin. Anyway, the election results are going to come on May 4th. We will know the truth.
Mr. Rajgopal, your response to that?
My response is that DMK is facing total anti-incumbency, Madhav. The way in which, JVC narrated, I give you another example. A class friend of mine, who is also of my age, his daughter-in-law and son, both of them are drug addicts now. That drug addiction is creating immense problems. So therefore, the drug is an important thing. Second, the fight is not between DMK and Vijay, TVK and Vijay. No. The fight is directly between Vijay and Udayanidhi Stalin. This Vijay will end the dynasty rule in Tamil Nadu. That is what I would like to say. Now, coming to the point of DMK allies, most of them are, distorted. Most of them are divided. DMK has divided his own allies, including Congress. Why Rahul Gandhi is missing from the scene? Second thing important is that Vijay has complained to Election Commission today that Chennai ISDP, interstate bus terminals, are full of crowd and there is no amount of voters. His youngster voters are being spread out differently. Therefore, he wanted extension of 2 hours. That yesterday in Coimbatore, Hina, the money was spent in Senthil Balaji's constituency. The Election Commission is a DMK agent now. The Election Commission should countermand the elections of Mylapore and Coimbatore because they have done extremely. 8,000 rupees have been spent yesterday.
Gentlemen, I'm just interrupting you there. I know, others also want to respond to the points that have been made, but we have to quickly shift our focus to what's happening in West Bengal as well. A big statement has been made by Congress leader Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary. He has praised central forces. He has said central forces are doing good work. Listen in.
अच्छा चल रहा है
और ये सेंट्रल फोर्स को लेकर क्या बोलेंगे?
कुछ नहीं बोलेंगे सेंट्रल फोर्स अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं
और तो सारे एजेंट आपके बूथ पे हैं?
हाँ बूथ पे है जाके देखिए ना
Let's go across to Hridita, who's joining us live right now for more on this. Hridita, there we heard from Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, who seemed to be quite satisfied with the central forces deployed because there is heavy security that's also, is at place as far as the polling today is concerned.
Well, absolutely. You see, the Election Commission has already deployed extra numbers of central forces. There are extra companies of officers which has come to West Bengal, given to the post and pre-poll violence that we've noticed every year during elections. Even in Murshidabad, we have seen that yesterday night also there was a bombing incident reported from Nadu. Earlier till today, we have seen after Humayun Kabir entering one of the booths in the Nadu assembly, there was again interruption of peace, and however, the process as it was going smoothly from the morning, that had been interrupted, but police took quick action and then he was moved. As per what Shubhendu Adhikari also said today morning, and today what Adhir Ranjan also says, we get an understanding that polling in West Bengal, the first phase, is going smooth due to the deployment of officials, the heavy deployment of officials. Also war room setups have been made on behalf of both Trinamool Congress and the Bharatiya Janata Party. On one side, when Amit Shah himself is observing from the war room, we also see in other districts like in Kuch Bihar, in North Bengal, in Central Bengal, in all of these areas, Shukanta Majumdar, the Union Minister, is keeping a close look from his war room also. In Malda, we also see the deployment of security personnel, the CRPF.
Okay, stay with us, Rita, because we've heard from the Election Commission. They've sought a report from the DM or the DEO of the Nada area where the tension took place between the Aam Janata Unnayan Party or the AUJP founder Humayun Kabir and TMC workers. This is what ECI officials are telling us. A report being sought from the district electoral officer at this moment. That's the latest update coming in. Of course, we will wait to see what really that report has in terms of details. But Rita is with us. Rita, a formal report now being sought by the CEO's office from the DEO.
Dada.
I think we've lost
Absolutely. Already a report has been asked from the Nada Assembly, from the DO office. Statements coming from the Election Commission that way. Also in areas like this, even in Mothabari, where election since morning was not, the polling was not taking place, election is also likely to take a report from that area. So this is, as of now, only 2 areas have been spotted where Election Commission is now looking out for reports. One is on likely chances, another in Noida, where violence is happening since last night. They have sought for an answer from the DEO office out there, and as of now we are awaited to see what reports come in, because as where in Noida today morning we see Humayun Kabir had stepped in.
I'm just interrupting you there. Please stay on with us. We are getting some breaking inputs as well at this point in time. Let's tell our viewers about the voter turnout. We have an updated number, Madhav, coming in till 11 a.m. this morning in West Bengal. We have seen a voter turnout of 41.1%. This is phase 1 that we are talking about, a very, very important phase, being seen as a make or break phase as well for some very crucial political parties, the TMC as well as the BJP. So a healthy turnout there as far as Bengal is concerned, Madhav. 41.1%. It looks like people are coming out in large numbers. Despite the clash that we witnessed earlier in Murshidabad, people are coming out in large numbers.
You know, and if these are the kind of numbers, Hina, then certainly by the end of the day, are we going to be seeing a record-breaking turnout in both the states of Tamil Nadu and West Bengal, because these are the numbers as of 11 a.m. Remember that voting goes on till 6 p.m. this evening, so there's another 7 hours of voting that is to take place. And what are we going to look at in terms of those numbers in both West Bengal as well as Tamil Nadu? Because the number in Tamil Nadu is also not very different. It is at about 37.56%. That is the update that we are getting in from Tamil Nadu as well as of 11 a.m. The number at 37.56%. And if the trend does continue, well on the way of beating the last cast voter, the voter turnout that was there in Tamil Nadu last time around. All right, those numbers there with you, Hina.
Right, so this is the voter turnout as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned till 11 a.m., 37.56%. A pretty healthy number there for Tamil Nadu as well, despite this being a very, very hot day for the people of Tamil Nadu. Many clearly in the morning were also saying that maybe Election Commission should reconsider, holding elections in the month of April, because it gets quite hot, but that is not really stopping the voters from coming out and exercising their right to vote. 37.56% and a healthy turnout in Bengal as well till 11 a.m. this morning.
All right, we're slipping into a very quick break, but more news and updates coming up on the other side. Stay tuned.